I'm Jolly the Crimson Star Jester, and I thought up a crazy theory. In the last video, I presented to you how the Primal universe isn't taking place in prehistory, but rather in post-apocalyptic future when the society and civilization went savage and evolved due to primal genes and strong need for survival. I also presented a theory that Samurai Jack and Primal might share the same universe, to which in a way I'm gonna get in this video. You know Aku from Samurai Jack, right? He's made out of pure black substance. He's a demon made out of some kind of black goo. He holds the power to strengthen his subordinates and machines. Like he does in episode 5 of season 2, he's a shapeshifter, a very powerful demon that can change his shape and form. He can become a scorpion, a hawk, or even a very sexy lady. Rawr. Speaking about black goo, in episode 7 of season 1, there's this well that grants wishes, but also adds some form of wicked, twisted punishment to your wish. A group of warriors wish to become the strongest, most powerful warriors a world has ever knew, and it turned them into humanoid jackals that were blind as night, but also had super hearing and an accuracy that allowed them to shoot a snowflake before it touched the ground. Well, they couldn't because they needed to hear something to shoot it, but you get the idea. What was in that wishing well? A black goo. I need to admit something. I'm not quite caught up on the newest season of Samurai Jack, but I know there are characters called Aku's follower or Aku's cultists, elite women warrior trained for a sole purpose of defeating Jack and acting as Aku's personal elite guards, or rather hitwomen. Their skin was scorched in lava so that they could resemble Aku's appearance. Where am I going with this? In episode 10 of season 1, there was a Celtic warrior turned into a stone warrior by Aku as a form of punishment for opposing him. He was like a scorched black stone golem with red stripes. I'm assuming we're lava. You know what that reminded me of? Episode 7, season 2 of Primal, when one character died. I'm not gonna say who because I want you to watch the show and spoil as little as I can. He came across some kind of deity of his people. In Primal, there are actually a lot of godlike creatures, all of them similar to Aku, or rather Aku's followers. Pure, black, scorched, and capable of using powerful magic. You know what that pure black fiery giant did to that man? He turned him into a monster by burning him, just as Aku's follower in Samurai Jack. There was also other deity in season 1 of episode 8 of Primal, again pure black, this time a lady with deer antlers. You know what she reminds me of? Aku's cult's high priestess. She is also capable of shapeshifting, and what does she do with it? Transform into giant animals to fight. It's possible those deities are either ancestors of Aku or a god's pantheon that Aku is also from. But what do they all have in common except their very similar powers? Their appearance, like they are made out of some kind of black goo, or rather the black goo from Primal. They are literally a personification of the black goo. How did they come to be? I have no idea, but I'm looking at how they have powers over life and death. Demon from season 2 was some kind of ruler of the underworld, and Goddess from season 1 was able to take away someone's life energy to create a new life. There must be something else in common. Maybe such beings are created when one is exposed to big amounts of the black goo? No idea. But what is that black goo, you're probably asking, and I'm gonna tell you in a minute. But first, let me ask you, Why the fuck did you not see the show yet? God damn, go and watch it right now. I'll wait. Actually, I'm not gonna wait. You go and watch the show and come back later, or watch my episode and then go watch the show. Anyway, what is the black goo? It's a substance of pure blackness, mostly encountered in liquid form that we first see in episode 5 of season 1 in Primal. Just a drop of this liquid can give you a lot of power and make you basically unbeatable. A bunch of ape people are using it for some kind of ritual in which they choose the strongest warrior of their race and make him even stronger by giving him a literal drop of the black goo. One gorilla who drank it was able to easily overpower Fang, the dinosaur protagonist. But when Spear, the caveman protagonist, drank a whole bowl of it, he became a literal monster, looking kinda similar to Dr. Frankenstein's monster. We can also see the black goo being used in episode 9 of season 1. Well, we can't actually see it being used, but it's strongly implied that it was present. A small dinosaur or lizard that was feeding on dragonflies due to its size was powerful enough to cut through thick trees and even cut dinosaurs in half without any struggle. The black goo turns everyone who drink it into a monster. It has to be drunk though, because we saw Fang falling into the black goo later in that episode and it did nothing to her. So the touch itself does nothing, but if you swallow it, it will turn you into a monster. Now you see it. You know what the black goo is and what properties it has. Both Aku and other primal deities or demons have very similar abilities, and not only do they look alike, they also act very similar. What are they though? I said before, they might have been regular people that once came into contact with the black goo, but that was just something to say for that moment. What I actually believe is that they are a race of supernatural beings made out of black goo. You can call them the black goo's avatars. They are personification of the black goo. That's why they are so powerful, and you know what else? Nothing can hurt them. Literally nothing. At least, anything normal. The only thing that can hurt beings like Aku or Primal's demon or the life goddess is a special sword that Samurai Jack is wielding. It is the only weapon in the known universe that is able to beat Aku, and it was crafted by literal gods. Remember how I said civilization ended before Primal, but I don't know how? Maybe it was because Aku's kind came to the surface, started terrorizing the earth, and humanity used all they had at that moment to protect themselves. But it wasn't enough. Humanity couldn't beat them, but all that destruction they've caused trying to protect themselves only made everything worse. Now, not only has humanity devolved, but those crazy strong beings are roaming the earth freely, acting like gods and deities. That was part 2 of Primal and Samurai Jack's shared universe theory. Next part is gonna be the final one, and I'll talk about cultures and societies formed in Primal that later evolved into what we can see in Samurai Jack. Can we reach at least 5 likes? That would really motivate me to elaborate on my crazy theory. Keep it jolly, I'll be watching you in your sleep.